Young teachers usually teach like they were taught. Therefore, innovation is sometimes slow to come to the field of music education. One of the most persistent elements in the music ed culture is the metronome. And what a wonderful instrument it is. Patented in 1815 by Johann Melzel, the metronome was created to help a solo musician practice with an unfailing tempo standard, and it is still great for that purpose. Being the creatives that we are, music educators realized that with amplification, a metronome could be used to maintain that same unfailing tempo standard for ensembles. How did a metronome become the instrument of choice for a solid ensemble tempo? The answer is that a metronome was available, and it is efficient in establishing ensemble tempo, but it is a little like rote teaching. There is little learning that results from that process of fixing an unstable ensemble tempo. It is simple imitation, and lengthy repetition is required for the practice to result in long-term change. The process of consistently creating or keeping good tempo in an ensemble does not improve as it could. So what is a better method of teaching ensembles to maintain tempo? How about a visual metronome? That is, an animation that shows us the tempo. But how is that better? Using only a visual tempo cue causes the brain to go through steps that are like the brain activity required for language arts and math activities. That is not to say that visual tempo cues are required to make that connection, but the use of only visual tempo cues for ensemble rehearsal and performance magnify the effect of music performance on the brain. Sometimes that effect is almost tangible. My experience suggests that ensembles which learn to use visual tempo cues improve more quickly, become more unified as an ensemble, and can be more musical than ensembles that depend on a metronome. So that is why Rhythm Bee recommends the use of visual cues as the only means of students acquiring tempo. Of course, all members of any ensemble are not always in sync with the visual tempo cues, and every ensemble will be prone to rush any comfortable tempo. As our attention to visual tempo cues wanes, we accept what we hear from the class or ensemble, and every member accepts and contributes to the tendency to rush. Our suggestion for teaching the ensemble to be self-correcting is to empower every member to begin clapping loudly with the tempo cue when the foot tap or counting deviates from that cue. Then when the ensemble is once more with the cues, that person should stop clapping. Encourage that bold practice by telling the students that it is what a leader does, and you want every one of them to become leaders in the ensemble. After a brief experience with this practice, the teacher will be able to correct the entire ensemble with the simple question, "Where are my leaders?" As the students begin to take responsibility for tempo, they almost compete to stay with the visual cue and to be the leader who makes the ensemble aware of its deviation from the tempo standard. From outside the ensemble, that practice looks exactly like musical communication. That is, the students are eagerly gauging the musical expressions around them and responding with their best perception of correct tempo. So using only visual tempo cues from the very beginning pays huge dividends. Although changing to only visual tempo cues results in short-term stress as the ensemble encounters an unexpected learning curve, the benefits to the ensemble's growth cannot be exaggerated. We hope you will make visual tempo cues the rule in all classes and ensembles. If we can be of assistance, please feel free to call on us at any time.